Was there any touch, you think, of fear of fueling Islamophobia?
I've no idea. I mean, Islamophobia is quite a recent political invention. I can't even remember how strongly it was being proposed at the time. I've always objected to it as a term because it's perfect. It's like if you're not a believer, if you're not an Islamic believer, if you're not a religious believer of any kind, Islam, like any religion, like my religion, like the Christian religion, is a set of beliefs which are ultimately beliefs, many of them political, but many of them moral, which other people are entitled to reject. So to be against Islam is not a phobia. It's a rational position which people can take, or not even to be against it, but to say I don't wish to embrace it. So I don't really know what the term means or why it's been devised, but it seems to me to be the enemy of open debate. So I dislike it for that reason. I think people should be very careful about using it. If what you're saying is that there are people who are racially bigoted against people who are Muslims, then that's a different question. I am very much a child of the 1960s, and one of the things which I'm absolutely resolute on is that I am totally opposed to racial bigotry, and that began with my left-wing engagement, but which has ended, but it's now sustained by Christian belief, which absolutely forbids racial bigotry.
Absolutely. It does strike me, though.
No room for it at all. So I cannot do anything other than oppose it. And will not do anything other than oppose it. But that's a different thing from saying I don't agree with the precepts of Islam, or some of the precepts of Islam. And you can see that anyone who knows any Muslims knows much in the Islamic religion is very similar to the Christian religion and creates a lot of goodness. But there are other things in it, particularly the position of women, which I find I couldn't ever, I think, find myself accepting. But that's a disagreement. That's not a phobia.
Well, you're saying a conflating, really, of culture and racism as well.
Yes,
I mean it's
it's quite reasonable to be opposed to a culture that you don't like. It's not reasonable to hate people because of the colour of their skin.
It's a very important distinction.
It's a hugely important distinction, but I think
people blur it.
An awful lot of people, a surprising number of people blur it in a surprising number of ways. I try very hard not to.